Pisces, hi. So this is going to be a reading for July 27th through August 2nd. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Pisces. The overall energy for the reading, the Four of Cups. You seem to be upset about something here. Alright, let's see what's going on. In the recent past, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Death card. This looks like something is heading in the direction of south. Slowly but surely there. Quite a slow progress there in that direction. But something is heading towards an ending, potentially, there. And I feel like you're the one that's leading this there. The reason that it could be slow is because most of the traveled path here, I don't think you were aware that that's where things were heading necessarily, at least not initially. In the current situation, the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Hierophant, you're not feeling much connected to yourself at this moment in time, to your heart especially. So I can understand why you would feel a little off, a little upset here, just a little bit numb emotionally. Okay. In the immediate future, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. There's an energy that's moving your way, and it's going to change things up for you a little bit, because I finally see you opening up. Oh my god, that would have been a double, but I stopped it, or it stopped itself. Okay. I was getting ready for the second one. It didn't come. Yeah, there's something good that's moving towards you, and you're definitely, the minute that you acknowledge that this energy is moving towards you, you open up. You're like, oh, that's gonna open me up. Okay. And I don't know what that is quite yet, but we'll see. Let me do the Four of Cups. The Seven of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Wands. Whatever happened there in the past that led to a potential ending, I feel like you're not really out of that quite yet. That's why you're riding the wave of an energy of moving on. So you're definitely in the process of moving on, but you're just not feeling much. There's a little bit of sense of like a lot of practicality over you. Like, okay, I'm making all the steps. Here I go, doing that. Like, yeah, but like, what do you feel? And you would be like, not much, in all honesty. Okay. It's kind of like you're not agreeing with anything, you're not liking anything. So you're in that, again, stage of moving on, but not yet past the stage of complete disconnection from yourself, from your emotions, from you're at a little bit of a war with yourself. Like, I shouldn't have felt anything. I'm never going to feel anything ever again. That's not true, but it's understandable why you're here. For the Knight of Pentacles, in the recent past, you get the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, things were looking good. At some point, things were looking like, okay, no, everything's working out great here. But even when you thought that about the situation, already things started heading south. You know, something was kind of detouring all of that south. Let's do the Page of Swords, the Lovers, the Chariot, the Three of Wands. Oh. It was somebody's fear that took this and directed it towards not working out. Because somebody was scared here. Well, somebody was waiting for the other shoe to drop. They're like, okay, things are awesome here, but like, when is it going to end? Or, you know, what's going to happen now that things are so good, something bad is going to come over. And, you know, somebody's fears and limiting beliefs kind of started driving this south. I don't know if it's you. I'm not going to put it on you quite yet because I honestly don't know. I just see two energies, playing this game with each other, and then a nice game, a good game, and then somebody's fear took over and directed things. For the Death card, you get the Sun, the Queen of Cups, the Four of Cups. Were you upset that this headed that way? It's an understatement. Of course you were. There's, it almost carries a sense of I wasn't even done there. Like what I have put into the situation and what I gave to the situation, I wasn't finished. I wasn't done. And then this went south? What the fuck? So again, kind of an understatement there of upset. I think you were a little more than that. The thing with this experience, I feel like it's a little more than meets the eye here. The way it's shown up, it's quite simplistic. It's quite, something happened and then we were good and then, somebody got scared and then it just didn't work out. I think it's more than meets the eye here. I think it's a little more than just that. Or in the way it gets to you, it's more than just that. Okay, let's do the Seven of Wands. In the current situation, you get the Fool, the World card, the Emperor. Yeah, you're not, I don't know what happened there. If things, I do see, energetically speaking, things going south, but I don't know in the physical if they got there quite yet. Did things get to the destination? To the southern point of the destination? I don't know. But what I can see here, energetically speaking, is you're not complete in this cycle yet. So even if things, let's say in the physical, didn't end, or even ended, energetically speaking, you're not done here. You're not done. You're in the middle of closing that cycle, but you're not done, energetically speaking. Once you're done, we're going to have a different story on our hands with your energy, but you're not there yet. You're in between the two worlds that are happening here for you. The world of that experience that wants to close off and the world of the new experience that wants to open up. You're on the threshold. Let me do the Queen of Cups. In the current situation, you get the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. You're definitely not interested in keeping your heart open at this moment in time. That's why the feeling of numbness, emotional numbness here, because you're like, you know what, I'll just bury myself in work and in practical things. And in I feel like there's a little bit of too much if you were to connect to your heart. There's probably pain in the way. There's probably a lot of things that are transpiring from that experience right there that you may not want to feel. So you may show up telling yourself or telling the world that, oh no, I'm feeling all of this. I'm healing actually right now. No, I don't know about the healing part, but the feeling part is definitely not there. You're not connected to your heart here. And not only that, you're pushing energies of practicality, of keeping yourself on the surface level so that you don't have to go deep within you to feel things. So kind of understandable given the space that you're in regards to the experience that took place for you and whatever else wants to open up for you. Most of us have this same exact reaction to things, like I never want to feel again everything and anything. For the Hierophant, in the current situation, you get the Empress, the Nine of Swords, the King of Wands. See, again, it's shown up as a surface energy of almost somebody here, and I think it's you for some reason, because you don't want me to dig deep. Because you don't want to dig deep for yourself, so you're like, hey, you better not get there. I will, though. You're keeping it to the surface for me. You're making it look as if, not a big deal. Honestly, not a big deal. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. And then I look a little deeper, and I'm like, this is a big deal for you. This was a big deal for you, and it still is. You're super, 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 super connected to whatever energy that's playing out there in your past. You know? But again, that's another way of you not connecting to how you truly feel. Which I don't think you're doing on purpose. I think it's your subconscious trying to protect you from feeling all the feelings. Let me do the Knight of Cups in the immediate future. You get the Hangman, the Five of Wands, the Two of Swords. Ooh, you're going to have a struggle here because there is an energy moving towards you. It's almost forcing you to instantly open up, to instantly reconnect to your heart, because it's like, ooh, I like that, you know? But the minute you feel that happening, you start a freaking war with yourself. What's wrong with me? I don't want to be opening up to this. I don't want to feel this. And if anything, it creates a lot of commotion in your mind, which I'm happy to see that, because that means you're being pulled to open up. You may not agree with it. You may be like, you know, but like that means, okay, something's talking to your heart here. So it's time for you to reconnect to your heart to see what that something has to say or to give. And you are starting a war there because it's like, oh, something's pulling me into feeling again. Let's do the Ace of Pentacles. You get the Ace of Pentacles again, the King of Pentacles, the Temperance card. It's something that it's kind of looking like it's been a long time coming. So I'm not sure if you expected this to show up or not. But it's so freaking good and it's so freaking amazing. And it's something that could be new, completely new, that relates to your stability. It gives a sense of comfort, more than comfort. It gives a sense of stability and happiness. So whatever this is that's opening up for you, it's kind of well deserved, and it's getting to you exactly when you need it, even if you don't think or feel that you need it at that time. Because at that time, when it catches you, you don't think you need anything. You're like, I don't need anything. I'm good where I'm at. Let's do the Knight of Wands in the immediate future. You get the Knight of Wands again, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Wands. Again, not sure what kind of an energy this is, but man, it feels amazing. It's not surprising that instinctively you open up to it, because it's a freaking resonance like no tomorrow here. Who wouldn't, to this type of an energy? You're in a process here. You're in a process. You're standing right on that freaking threshold between chapters of your life. So it's a little normal to not want to feel much, especially because what you would be feeling would be probably intense. But at the same time, it's not going to be beneficial to you to not allow yourself to feel much about what's going on here, even if it's painful, even if it's uncomfortable. It's just going to make it harder for you, because you're still going to go through the healing stage of this. You're just postponing it by staying disconnected from it. But at some point, something's going to open up your heart, for example, and you're going to be forced to go through all the emotions. So you might as well start working on connecting back to your heart. And again, even if it feels like crap, it's just healing, so that you're ready for this, whatever this is. Let me see what the universe has as a final advice for you. The King of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. Whatever it is has to do with your stability. And it does look like you've been already kind of working in that direction for a long time. That's why it carries a sense of it's been a long time coming. Because if you look at your life, it's almost running in such a way that it leads you exactly to this energy that's coming in for you. If you look back, you're like, oh, that happened, so that could happen, so that could happen, so that I get this out of all of that, So it's one of those. But it's looking good. And I think it's going to be here to stay. But anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.